first time in Nairobi, Kenya, but I'd like a favor. I know this is very common in Nigeria. When people have lunch at events, they leave. But please give yourself a round of applause for staying back. I know we are tired from food. The food is nice. I mean, I wish I took an extra plate, but there's nowhere to put it in. So, I'm not a programmer, so I'm not here to bore you. Nah. I've actually enjoyed some of the sessions. They're really wonderful sessions. But unfortunately, I'm not a programmer. I don't build WordPress websites, even though I manage my own site. But I'm just here, curious, thinking that there are quite a number of us who has been touched by WordPress. I'm going to get there, but just first of all, introduction. When I say first of all, you say introduction. First of all, yeah, so my name is Olamide, Egbayelo. So I need you to do me a favor. Please go to YouTube and Google this and search for this name. YouTube, yeah. That's where I tell my stories from. And click the subscribe button when the answers come out. So while you're at that, I run a digital agency in Nigeria. It's called Excel Place. And we do 3 things: social media, SMS, and content marketing. So if you're wondering why am I here, I'll tell you as we go on. Then, in my spare time, while I'm trying to build a business model around it now, I run and tell stories on YouTube. Stories of people like you here. SME stories of women, because I'm interested in tech. And you know that programming is not just the only tech that is available. Do you know? So there are people like me who do not program, but who are interested in tech. So I'm thinking, how can I be involved? How can I tell stories of programmers? You know why as we go on. And then I am also the editor and publisher for SMEstories.com.ng. And of course, you can follow me. I call myself world famous, and that's what I want people to call me. So now I'm going to take you on a storytelling journey. WordPress was released 16 years ago, May 2003. When these 2 young men, I call them young, aren't they young? Well, they were young when they established WordPress. Matt Mullenweg and Mike Little, they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know they were going to be creating a community of young people, of old people. They didn't know they were going to start a movement. They just thought, let them create this. I think they even created it for a friend, And that innovation, WordPress, I heard Sadiq give us statistics a while back. But do you know that since inception, WordPress has been downloaded 1.5 billion times. Please give yourself a round of applause. So out of which 1.5 billion times WordPress has been downloaded, you were one of those 1.5 billion. How many websites do I have? I think my 5 or 6 websites are one of those. So, and then 1.5 billion times. Cool. And then we have over 48,500 plugins created. If you have ever created a plugin here, can I see you? Let's see you, let's celebrate you. This session is to celebrate WordPress people. Please celebrate them. If you have ever created a plugin, because do you know what you have done creating the plugins? You're a problem solver. You solved problems. And there are many people like you all over the world. We don't know them. Sometimes when I download free plugins and I see the author say, please support this with 5 cents, $1, like, do I support? I mean, I actually really do support. I then we support. I never supported a plugin programmer or designer with the scent. Okay, so maybe after now you support them. So when they created WordPress in May 2003, they didn't know what the future like or what the future was going to be like. But this innovation, WordPress, better the movement. So if I mention what you do and you are here, just say, hey, of developers. Ah, they are not happy. Are you happy? So this WordPress innovation better developers. Okay, designers, writers, website managers, content creators. Hey, that's me. Businesses, community networks, the WordPress community. Marketing people, social media people, SEO. What's his name? Jira. Yeah. Where is it? So look at how many professions, and these are not all, right? You have customer care people, you have support, you have all of those people, just from an idea that was released in 2003. They didn't know. Now, going forward, I know WordPress has shaped lives, and we need to talk about it. I know there are people here who wanted to learn how to program. See, in 2009, I think, I wanted to learn how to program. Even up till now, each time I start, I just lose interest. But now I'm sleeping, while I'm coding, or I'm saying abracadabra, I don't even know how to. And there are millions of people like me, but who also want to be able to build websites. Those kind of people, WordPress came through for them. And so, there are people who finish school, or who are in school. There are many students all across the world who from the bunk or their rooms create websites, build websites for someone in Singapore, in Hong Kong. Just how? Using WordPress. You know, when I finished school and I wanted to, my first experience with WordPress, I was managing WordPress websites. I really didn't know how to code. There are thousands of businesses who want to who want to keep in touch with their customers. They want to get their customers updated. But I mean, it could be a self-employed businessman by just one person, and you need someone to help you manage that. Do you know you are solving a problem for that person? So who could have ever thought that managing a website or just updating plugins, I'm going to be earning money from that? That's a WordPress story. So I said, WordPress has shaped lives, better skills, professions, and networks. And why are we here today? Why are we gathered here today? Why are we gathered here? WordPress. No, you guys are not sure. Why are we gathered here today? WordPress. WordPress. So give WordPress a big hand. Now, if I call you out, I was talking to my friend there, I met him earlier, Edgar, am I right? About his WordPress story. And he told me that his friend wanted to build a website, and he said, oh, you could build a website with WordPress, and he couldn't build it. So because of that, and the friend was going to pay, because of that, we went to learn how to build a WordPress website from YouTube. That's a story. Because if money wasn't involved, it could still have been doing what he was doing before. Now, he didn't just build his friend's website. He has built multiple. And I'm sure a lot of us have stories like that. So if I call you, please come. Yes, in 1 minute. Can you tell us your WordPress story?
I was in a restaurant talking with my friend about creating an online business, A stranger passed by, heard what we were saying, and he told us, even me, I'm doing online business, I am using WordPress. That was the first time I had WordPress. I researched. Now I've been using it for like 10 years.
Even me. So, what am I trying to say? Are you flowing with me? Are you flowing with me? Is there a lady here who builds WordPress? I need you to please come on and tell your WordPress story. Anyone? Anyone? Ladies, come now. Yeah, Ajia, please come. No, you're looking back. You have a story to tell. Please come on, don't be shy. You see, the men are not always shy. No. Do you have a WordPress story to tell? I want a woman, a lady. Please come. Please give her a big hand. We can't be shy. You know, we need more women in tech, and we're not going to get there by, being timid. We need to give these guys a run for their money. Yeah, I said so.
Okay, so I really can't remember my journey to WordPress because I was opportunity to use computers very well. So I tell people that even when we had just Microsoft Word, I could build blogs with Microsoft Word.
Wow.
Like, that was when I was really small. But the one that I can always remember and go back to is, so I think in 2013 or 14 or 15, I can't remember. So I came back from school. I was important because I really wanted to learn WordPress. But I was already doing my HTML and CSS. So all I did was to reach out to Sadiq, and I knew Sadiq knows WordPress very well.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I didn't have the money. Okay. But my sister bakes cake very well. It's birthday in January, and it was in December. I said, okay, I'm going to get you a cake, and you're going to teach me WordPress.
Transaction.
So they agreed that I was going to get him a cake, and he was going to teach me WordPress. So we scheduled just one day, and it took me through everything, including themes, plugins, and everything. And I was so surprised, and I'm like, okay, no. So it's sister's birthday, like 1 week after, I'm going to do two cakes. So I went on, I did 2 cakes, and that was all, and I continued my WordPress journey. Then back in, I think 2017 or something, somebody reached out to me on Facebook, he's a Canadian, and said he wanted to redesign his page, his website, and then already it was a WordPress website. So all I needed to do was to just buy flat something, and I designed that thing. So it was like 2000 that designed it, like I was always the one who was coming back to it. It was like, but like when you have what do you call your customer? Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So please give her a round of applause. You know what I'm trying to say? If I call every one of us out here right now, we have a story to tell, right? And we need to tell these stories. Tell the person sitting beside me, we need to tell these stories. I can hear you. So I'm going to be telling you stories of people, Nigeria, and maybe some here in Kenya, who, this young man, his name is Odelami. He's 12 years old. If you go on my YouTube channel, you see his video is one of the most watched. I met him at the WordCamp in 2018 in Lagos. It was also my first WordCamp. And I was making videos, creating content, and someone came to me, you need to interview this boy. I said, why? You know, we had in Lagos then, we had the kids code camp also going on, you know, alongside the normal code camp. And I met him. I said, how are you? We had a conversation, the video is on my blog. And he started creating WordPress website at age 12, age 11, the year before. I think he's 14 now, or 13. And like really, self-taught, learned from YouTube. And of course, he had supporting parents who encouraged him and urged him on. He has a business, a registered business, and he's being managed by his father. So if you want him to build your website, you put your brief on his website, his team gets in touch with you, and he does it. After that interview in Lagos, I think he became a brand ambassador for one of MTN's projects. And he has also now taken it upon himself to teach teenagers and kids his age how to build WordPress websites. That's a story. Are we communicating? Yeah. Now, this is Caroline Wambara. She's also a WordPress guru with a focus on SEO. What does she do? She helps businesses, to convert sales. And she does WordPress websites too. SEO. She's master in SEO. And she has stories of businesses that have had issues that she has built website for and then done marketing for and have gone on to prosper and be fulfilled. That's a story to tell. If I call someone out here right now who wants to tell us a success story of how maybe a plugin they built or a website they built has helped a business or solved a problem. Anyone? You might not know, but if you think, and this is why we need to tell our stories, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you. We all know Sadiq, right? He was here earlier, and that's the same Sadiq she's talking about. I'm sure Sadiq didn't know I had him on my slide. I didn't tell you. But Sadiq just graduated school, right? Yeah, last month. Yeah. He just finished college. But while in college, he has trained, please, what's your name? Praise. He has trained more people like Praise and connected them to WordPress and given them a path to life. Is it until Sadiq becomes Mark Zuckerberg before we celebrate him or before we tell the story of the work that he's doing? There are many of you here in Nairobi, in Mombasa, everywhere in Kenya, doing these things. We need to tell these stories so that more people will be inspired to take up tech skills and even take up WordPress. This is Mary Jo, she's my friend. She told me about this WordCamp. On my birthday in October, I went to a remote village, where she stays in Nigeria, to just, get away from all the internet. And she told me, hey, there's this WordCamp happening in Mombasa and Canary. I'm like, really? Apply for funding. Oh, I can apply for funding, yeah. But Mary is one of the organizers, alongside Bosu, one of the organizers of the WordPress community in Nigeria. Please give her a round of applause. She's not here, but she's inspiring. She takes that community like her own. She brings people together. On my first day at the WordCamp conference, one of the WordPress meetups, I told her, I said, Mary, we're just two ladies, three. I said, no, this is not right. We need more women in tech. We need more women UWP. There's an hashtag, women UWP, women who WordPress. And then we organized that meetup for women. And most of those women are now using WordPress, creating websites for businesses. And she actually focuses on girls in remote villages. This is a story. But if we as Africans, if we as Kenyans, as Nigerians, as Ugandans, as Ghanaians do not tell our WordPress stories, how do you tell it? You are wondering. What will telling it do? I'll let you know. And yet, this is Mercy. I haven't met her, but Mercy is one of the organizers of this WordCamp. Please give her a round of applause. So the one who has been talking to us. These are people. This is Daniel, Mombasa. I'm going to meet him tomorrow in Mombasa. These people, these three people, are interested and are working together. Not together, but are working to make sure that there's a community of WordPress people, community of WordPress designers, community of WordPress programmers, community of WordPress marketers, of WordPress SEO people, plugin builders. These are stories that we need to tell. If I ask you, so I am here in Nairobi on the account of growth. When Mary told me that, oh, you could register for, speak, you tell stories. I'm like, how do I get funding? I didn't plan for this. So the Yoast has a funding, diversity funds for WordPress, donate WC, and I reached out to Yoast, applied. So there are organizations like this who are working tirelessly to ensure that people like me from Nigeria who have something to share with you are able to make it here to Nairobi. There are organizations who are interested in helping non-profits get online without paying so that they can impact more people. We need to tell these stories. Donate WC. Yeah, you can see what kind of tickets are cheap. Travel is not. So we need to tell the stories of how these organizations, how we as a people are using WordPress. Some of us right now might not be making as much as we do. Because of platforms like WordPress, we're able to sit in our homes and deliver services or do support for companies in America, for companies, organizations in the US. So we are making an impact in the US, we are making an impact in China, but we are here in Nairobi. That's a story. You might not have been to the MBO airport, but we are here doing stuff all around the world. So there are absolutely no small stories. I actually build my website, my personal website myself, but I don't build my business websites. But every time I have an issue, I have a friend, his name is Toyin. I just call him Toyin. Please, I have this issue, can you help me? See this plugin, blah, blah, blah. That he helps me to solve that problem. Makes him a genius. So now, you have clients you have built WordPress for, and they call you. Something is wrong, and you help them fix it. That's a success story to tell. So if I ask you here, how many websites have you helped debug? If I ask you here, how many PHP Line 101 have you helped solve? Because when you solve that problem, you put a smile on the faces of people that you do it for, right? That's no small story. You're making an impact. So I want us to see ourselves as storytellers. As tech people, we try to not, just want to do beard gang, WordPress, but you can put these things together and tell your story, so that when someone Googles you, they don't just say, oh, is this WordPress? No, I've saved lives. 20 businesses, I've helped them. Do what? To debug. You know how tiring. So I'm saying it here. I said, for every website you have built for businesses, for personal use, for CSR, there's a success story waiting to be told. Helping businesses and brands bring their ideas to life. When I come to you, when someone comes to you, a client comes to you, I want this, I want your page to be like this, I want you to be able to click this and go there. You are helping them bring an abstract idea to life. That's your story. I have a background in brand communications. In brand school, you need to tell your story. When I registered my company, I didn't know, there was no reason why I registered it. I already registered with the name because that was the only available name that was approved by the company registration in Nigeria. But as a brand person, I had to create a story around it. Even when I did my logo, I said I had to create a story around it. So when people ask me, why is it like that? I'll tell you, you see those dots? They are connecting people. And our goal is to make sure that we connect brands to their customers. That was not the idea. But as a storyteller, as a web designer, as a programmer, what is your call? Why are you doing what you're doing? That will help you. So when a client comes and says, no, you say no, you sit them down. You take them through a journey and let them know that, yes, you might be charging for this, but you're trying to tell a story so that when they finish, when people ask them, why is your website like this? Why is blue here? Why is purple here? You are not just educating them, you are educating them to educate their customers too. Now, for every website, if you're a website manager here, for every website you manage as a CMS manager, there's a story waiting to be told, helping businesses and brands stay updated and abreast with their customers. Do you know that's what you do? So you're making changes. Please give yourself a round of applause. So for every plugin you have built, I was talking to Bosso earlier and I asked him, do you still make money from the plugins you make? He said most of them are now free. You know, so after this session, I'm sure if you download a plugin for free, you'll be kind enough to drop a cent or $1, right? Because they're helping you solve a problem. So how then do we tell our stories, our WordPress stories? And it's something that I started doing. I'm almost done. How do we do it? If I ask you now, how many WordPress websites, how many websites have you built? Do you have the number? Now you need to go and do that. Document your processes. This is how you tell your story. Documenting your work. More community engagement, more meetups. When we come together, you know, for the WordPress meetups, we're not just coming to teach ourselves. We're coming to say, oh, last week I did this, I solved a problem. And like that small problem, to us techies and experts, like that's a small problem. But to a layman, it's not. So document your work. Now the year is going to an end. How many websites have you built? How many support tickets, problems, codes have you been able to debug? Those are stories, so that when you're telling your stories, that since I started programming on WordPress for the last 5 years, I have done more than 20,000, I've written more than 20,000 lines of code. You need to tell those stories like that. You know, taking more personal branding more seriously. Social sharing, when you solve a problem, tweet it. Start a tweet. Wow, it was a great day. I did this, that. You are documenting it. You could even start a Twitter thread of problems you have solved, of the work that you have done. These are how to document it. And that's why I'm trying to work on a project, you know, on interviewing people, telling me their WordPress stories in 1 minute. You'll be shocked how you started WordPress, how it has been for you. If you weren't doing WordPress right now or using WordPress, what would you be doing? Have you ever thought of it? Now you can think of it. So telling stories about projects we work on. There's a story behind every WordPress project, be it design, be it development, be it management, training. And I already said, if I ask you how many websites you have built, would you be able to account for them? Now, why, as I round off, I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to also comment to this, is that I'm committed to telling WordPress stories, because telling these stories will inspire people, inspire more people to want to say, this WordPress you are doing,